For 5 minutes, Mr. Lamborn. Excuse me, Mr. LaMalfa.
I'm the other Doug.
Yeah.
Doug. Yeah, thank you. Thanks again, Mr. Chairman. And welcome, Madam Secretary. Good to see you again. Good to always have a chance to work and speak with you. A lot of conversation beginning about, so-called clean energy and such, and I just wanted to ask right out of the chute, what is the basis for CO2 levels that the department is working off of? What % of our atmosphere is CO2 at this point that so many decisions are being based upon?
Congressman, thank you so much for the question. And of course, so much of the work we do is based on science. I am more than happy to have the U.S. Geological Survey or another such bureau get with you on those specific levels.
On the current CO2 level of our atmosphere?
I don't have that current CO2 level with me, but we are happy to follow up on that specific question with your staff as soon as.
Okay, thank you, Madam Secretary. Let me shift gears to the Klamath Basin. Of course, something we've had quite a bit of conversation about, and the water usage up there. The Klamath Project was created over 100 years ago for agriculture in that basin and such, and it's been a lot of dispute, especially in recent years, over what the allocation is going to be between that and flushing down the stream for fish, or what's kept in the lake for suckerfish. Now, a lot of the data for what the lake level should be was based in a period between 1904 and 1912, when it was the wettest period in recorded history on the level of the basin. So it would seem that current flow rates that are being demanded are way above what the pre-dam lake was delivering to the river. Would it be fair to think that that outlier data should be reconsidered, since that was a window of, again, the wettest period on record recorded for the lake, and many, many years have shown other trends? Wouldn't it be fair to reconsider that outlier data?
Congressman, thank you so much for the question. And I know you've had many, many conversations with our Commissioner, Camille Touton, who does a really wonderful job at the Bureau of Reclamation. And that staff who has worked on the Klamath Basin, living, eating, breathing this issue, I know that they have a system that they work off of, and of course, we're always happy to make sure that that we can meet with you and convey that information to you.
And I do appreciate that.
But the department is committed to supporting the Klamath Basin communities amid a fourth consecutive year of drought. I know there's been a lot of moisture in California. That doesn't mean that the drought is over. The extreme hydrologic conditions over the last several years has made operations of the Klamath Project extremely challenging. We're working through those every time.
Please, as time narrows down here, what we're talking about statistically is a short period of time over 100 years ago on really high lake levels, high inflow levels that don't seem to run on the average here. Let me take that to another portion of my question then, is that the Bureau insists that the historic lake level is 4140, or 2.6 feet higher than what the USGS has accepted as the number is 4137.8. So the higher elevations are critical in determining what the water rights are and what's going to be sent downstream. So again, we have a dispute as to what the lake level was and the data that it's being based upon. So would you commit to commissioning a new study by a non-political body to address these current discrepancies we have with BOR and USGS?
I am more than happy to take your concerns, and we know how concerned you are about this issue, back to the Bureau of Reclamation, and we, of course, will be happy to be whatever the committee asks of us, we'll work to respond in a
Okay,
timely manner.
well, all right, I appreciate that, and that there was improved water allocation in a really great water year on the lake, but it's still about 50% of what growers should get. And then over on the Trinity Lake side, I want to touch on that as well, is that it was deemed a wet year, yet the lake is only at 37%, while surrounding lakes are about to come to 100%, and they've doubled, more than doubled, the amount of water flowing out of that lake down the river. And it's even starting to flood some people's homes. So I'd like to forward that information, or it's threatening to do so. If it goes much higher, it's right at the base of people's homes there, and in that Trinity River so-called restoration project, there's so much water flowing out of that lake, it's going to ruin their needs for this summer, et cetera. So I'll want to bring more attention to that. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, I'll just tell you back.
Gentleman's time's expired. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from the Northern Marianas for 5 minutes, Mr. Sublime.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.